Paul is filming right now is the first hydrant that was ever installed in Raymond. Okay, it has a lot of information on the top of it that was imprinted in the hydrant. The shoe shop across from the depot had a steam boiler and a big well that they used to furnish the water for the shoe shop. Well, when the water was hooked up here in Raymond, the first section of it, the shoe shop volunteered to pump the water through what had already been installed until such times that the town was able to install something of a pump for themselves. So that's the story on that. That one hydrant, we got it away from the water department. It was probably 500 feet from the back of the shoe shop where the water came from the shoe shop into the hydrant and down through. So that's the story of your hydrant.
Okay.
You tell me when you want me to go.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the jail that Paul right now was taking a picture of, okay, was in the cellar of the old town hall that burned. Okay, it was installed there because we had a lot of problems when the train came in. They were bringing hobos in and the drunks in town and stuff like that. So this was used as a holding cell. And after the town hall burned, it was hauled out. And Lyman Hammond, instead of taking it to the dump, took it up and put it in the edge of the woods by the farm up there. Later on, to bring it down here and give it to the Historical Society. Since then, it's been hooked up here so that everybody can see it. So that's the story on that.
Okay.
On the wall came from various places in town, stuff people brought in to us, miscellaneous stuff.
Okay, that's just miscellaneous, and there's no particular stories that goes with
There's
any
no
of them.
particular stories that go with it, okay?
Okay, what about that sleigh that's right beside the little kid sleigh, what do you call it, right there?
Shut it down just for a minute. This sleigh was some of the stuff that was given to us from the Forest Dib and Estate.
Okay.
Okay. This right here used to be a corn shucker, but what happened, the fire department got a hold of it, cut it off, and used it for cutting fire hose. So that came from the fire department.
Okay.
Up overhead, you'll see some training yokes.
Go ahead.
Okay, up overhead right here, you'll see some oxen training yokes. Those were donated by Lyman Hammond to the Historical Society.
Okay.
Okay. Over next to them, you'll see some odd-looking things. And
Yep.
these were put on a horse's feet when it was working in mud and in peat moss to keep the horse from sinking into the ground. So very, very odd stuff.
Yep.
And let's see here.
What is that round thing right over there in the corner, right over there? Is that one of the yokes you were talking about? Training yokes?
What, right here?
That round thing, yeah.
Well, when you say round thing, you
Yeah.
mean this thing right here?
No, you're pointing at the wrong one.
Over there?
That one, yeah.
Just so you can see it. That's what is that? Can you see it? Right there. Oh, is it got a screen in it?
Yeah.
Okay. That was a ash sifter
Oh, okay.
that they used at furnaces.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
The wooden part here was used for holding harnesses while they were sewed and worked on them.
Oh. That thing that's swinging there, you mean?
Right there.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. A number of years ago, when they organized the first fire department, they had no equipment. So some of the firemen found out that they were gonna scrap the old town hearse and decided they needed a ladder wagon. So they took the undercarriage off the hearse, and with the help of Quintel's blacksmith shop and a bunch of volunteers, they put together the first ladder wagon that the town ever had. So it's actually the first piece of fire apparatus that we ever had.
Okay. Now a lot of this stuff this is being used as a table to hold a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with the fire wagon.
Oh no,
Do you
a lot
know what
of
any
this
of
stuff
that?
is just for display purposes.
All right. So, like for example, this is some sort of a drill.
Yeah,
Or
yeah, that
something.
was for, you know, for some of your beams that they use in barns and
Oh.
houses. They drilled a hole down through it to put the wooden pegs through.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and a butter churn.
Butter churn.
Where'd that come from?
I believe that came from the Dearborn estate.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Which one am I running into? This is an old time rat trap. Back in the days, they couldn't go down the hardware store and buy one, so they made them. This was held up here by a trigger mechanism. And right here, they put the feed in. And when the rat came in and started nibbling on the feed, down come and goodbye rat. So,
Okay.
this saw blade was pulled out of the water under the old bachelor mill by Frank Rock and Bill Prince. They found it in the water all rusted up and like that, and they brought it back to the Historical Society, where they cleaned it up the best they could and painted it. And up above it, there's a photograph framed showing the bachelor mill. So that's pretty interesting.
Yes, sir. Indeed is. Okay.
Yep.
Uh,
Let's see.
what is this bit of gadgetry right here?
That's a flax beater for flax.
Oh, okay. I'll put on that.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. And left here to us. I don't know what they want us to do with it, but we're keeping it anyways.
Okay.
Over
Well,
here
yeah.
was a Congressional Medal of Honor winner stone that came from the cemetery. What happened, they replaced the stone with one of those new bronze ones.
Okay.
So rather than get rid of that headstone, they brought it up here, which I'm glad they did, because I'd rather see something taken care of than destroyed. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Okay, let's get this out. Very fortunate is a pair of Civil War crutches. They were all handmade out of wood.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and another thing that we're very fortunate to have is a pair of Brogans that were Civil War.
Whose were they, do you know?
No, I have no idea. But you can see the old wooden pegs in the soles.
Sure.
So you know they were put together a long time ago. It's at the beginning of Raymond, it was all farms around here and like that, and because the income was very poor, and any kind of money they could make because most naturally they'd do whatever they had to do. But with the coming of the shoes out of Haverhill, Mass, being all brought in by wagon and all the material, they got a lot of farmers and farmers' wives to supplement their income by doing shoe work for them. So a lot of this stuff that you see through here, the hand tools and stuff, was all stuff that was used probably on the farmer's kitchen table while they worked on shoes. And then once a week, the people from Haverhill would come through with a wagon and horse drop off new material and pick up what had already been made. Every small town around here had the same thing. Everybody was supplemented to try to make money, and so they were getting shoe material too.
Okay.
Now a lot of this stuff down through here, the drill, all of this stuff came from the Quintel blacksmith shop. It is right down the road right here from the section house.
Right.
We're very fortunate to get it.
Including this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything to do with blacksmith came from
Quintel.
From down there, yeah. The anvil, the vise,
Okay.
and like that, okay.
Yep.
This right here is kind of interesting. The bridge that they used to have down on Blueberry Hill was torn down and wrecked, and a new one installed years back. And one of the things that was on the side of the bridge was this plaque. And because like most things, it was going to go to the dump, and we grabbed it and brought it up here. You know, a little bit of interest to the town.
Sure.
This sign up here, which is tin with brass lettering, says Nottingham and Raymond. In my mind, it's got to be one of the earliest signs that Raymond has.
You betcha.
You know, very, very interesting.
We don't know where that came from, do we? Probably down around...
No. You know, the story with this stuff is that a lot of times I was brought in, and so I'm just trying to recollect what I know, you know what I mean?
Yep.
These right here are measuring, kind of interesting, these are measuring
And
cups.
where'd they come from? Forest,
Yeah.
Forest Dearborn?
Those came from the Forest Dearborn estate.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. We were very fortunate because Bill Prince handled the job of going up there and picking up the stuff that he thought we might want.
Yep. And there's the old Atlantic and Pacific.
This lantern right here is a sweetheart. Very early railroad lantern.
Okay.
Okay. Very valuable piece. The sign that you see up here on the wall was the sign that they dug out from underneath Facicas' store when it burned. The fire department dragged it out of there and gave it to us.
Uh-huh.
So
So
we brought it down and put it up.
the A&P was in Facicas' store earlier than it was in the other two stores in town.
Oh
apparently.
yeah, there was a lot of changing around at that time, you know what I mean? Pedestal and mortar, everybody knows what those were used for.
Yep.
Okay. Good old wooden bowl.
Yep.
A candle maker.
Yep.
They used to put the wick down through and then pour the
Yep.
wax. Okay.
This
This
is-
right here is an interesting piece. This was a saddle maker's bench. Used to sat here, push down on the leather down here, put the strapping in here and lock it in so he could work on it, stitch it like that. Okay. The saw the tongs, the ice pick, the axe, all came from the Marquardt Ice House
Oh, yeah.
that was down here on the river by Grover Waterhouses.
Yep.
That's the saw that he used to cut the ice with, and then that's a picture of the ice house.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Good. We're doing good here.
Back in when we had the 64, yeah, that was a.
I think that's upside down. I can't tell, but I can look at it later.
That was a marker for the ice. That came from Marquardt too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This here is kind of an interesting thing. Back at 64, we had the celebration. Young Hull, Hugh and Hull, made a game to go along with other games they had here in town, and he made these.
Okay.
And they would have got thrown out if we didn't grab them, because you know they gave part of the 64 celebration.
Yep.
So I had to have them. All these blueberry bucket baskets and all of that kind of stuff came from the David estate.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask about those. Okay.
Okay. Now this saw right here is kind of nifty. I can't tell you. I can't remember where it came from,
Which
but it's
saw?
a cabinet maker's saw.
Oh, this one right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Uh-huh. Huh. Old telephone.
Yeah, that is a nice early telephone.
Yep. My grandmother had one of those. Had the crank on the side of the
Yeah,
box.
that was unusual because that was brass. One of the only
yeah.
brass ones I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So the hands up on the wall there came from the Congregational Church. When they repaired the clock up on the church, those were taken down and was going to be heaved, and we grabbed them.
Okay.
I guess you might call us hoarders.
This is somebody's sled.
Yeah, that's the old time sled that the kids used to use. Yeah.
They never worked very well.
Paul and I remember them. That right there is goes in the stall for the cows.
For the cows,
for the
yeah.
heads room.
Old cow stanchion.
The little saw up on the wall, wood saw, was probably made by some farmer for his kiddo to practice to use to saw wood with.
Oh, look at that nice old sign up there. That one is really weathered, isn't it?
Yeah, sure is.
Now, what does it say?
Paul, I'll tell you when he gets through snowing.
Something. I don't know. I'm gonna show.
When I came to Raymond, the thing that most impressed me the most was Betty always showed me his house up on Main Street.
Yeah.
Said he was one of the ritziest guys in town, which I don't know one way or the other, but
He probably was.
it was an experimental station for breeding chickens and stuff like that, and that farm had to have been the cleanest, neatest, really good-looking farm that I ever saw for a chicken farm. He kept the thing really spotless,
Yep.
at my opinion, okay?
Yep. What do we got right over my head here?
That is a cedar, okay?
Oh, okay.
Horse drawn. They filled that box up there probably with corn or whatever.
Yep. I see.
Just
Don't
Where-
forget the plow down here, Steve.
Where did that?
oh yeah, I'll tell them about the plow.
Where did that come from? The cedar. Where did it come from?
That I don't remember.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but I don't remember.
Okay. Tin butter churn.
Yeah, and this also was an animal carrier.
Oh. Okay,
It's not like the same plastic one we have today. This was kind of cute. This was some farmer that made this for his child, probably for a Christmas present or something like that.
pretty cute.
Nice early one.
Yep.
We missed something, and you probably have to go over and take it. The steel box right here is a
Okay.
mailbox.
Okay.
It was the first mailbox Raymond ever had. They had it on a post down by Green Hills,
Okay.
and everybody in that area would put their mail in that, and when he came down, so what's his name there, with the Model T,
Watson?
yeah,
M.L. Watson.
M.I. Watson came down, he'd pick up the mail out of that,
Oh,
okay?
okay. I'll get a picture of it from the other side.
Yeah. This here is right here is a yoke makeup. They used to steam the wood that was used for a yoke and then bend it around and peg it and leave it till it dried, and that's how they made that.
Uh-huh.
So, the outstanding things that we have is this plow came from Devon Estate.
Okay.
That plow has got to be the earliest plow that I've ever seen, and I've had a lot of stuff. The only other plow that I've ever seen like this came from the Farm Museum up in Milton. There's only one other one that I've ever seen
So wooden plow with steel
with a
edges.
steel cutting edge. That's
Yep.
all there is, and
Yep.
that goes to show you that it had to be an old timer.
Yeah.
That stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Am I missing anything, Vance?
This building that we're in.
Yeah, this is a section house, and it was up behind the shoe shop.
Right across from the shoe shop.
What was the name of it
Get the
again?
hand carved stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, what was the name of it again?
Faulkner.
Faulkner.
Faulkner. Jesus, my head ain't working. It was up across from Weatherby, which was part of the tannery. Okay, and it was used to keep the old hand car in there with a big old coal burning or wood burning stove in there to keep the track workers warm during the winter time. Like the David boys, I bet they sat in there a good many days. Parts, tools, all that kind of stuff. Well, anyways, to make a long story short, the railroad was gonna burn it, get rid of it. And they asked us if we'd be interested, and because we jumped on it. And we brought it over here, and with the help of volunteers and like that, they poured the floor in here, and with a group of people, they got it moved over here, which was a great thing because it gave us a little place for a museum, and it's in real good shape.
Yep.
So,
Old original street signs thrown away, and Steve grabbed them for the Historical Society.